host Rick Gonzalez of Allentown Cop Block, Scott Marshall of the Ellis Accountability Project, and Matthew Taylor of Carbon County Cop Block. This is Cop Blast Podcast.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Cop Blast Podcast. This is Matt coming at you from Carbon County Cop Block, and with me as always is...
I'm Scott Marshall from the Oath Accountability Project. Check me out on Facebook and the YouTube.
Rick Gonzalez, Allentown Cop Block. Check me out YouTube and Facebook. How's it going, guys?
I love that.
It's going pretty good.
Hi, it's been a week since we've been on with each other, so how's it going over there? Yeah, it has.
Oh man,
it's been a busy week this week. Everybody's kind of been off doing their own thing. We really didn't get to each other very much this week.
Yeah, it was kind of pretty busy with the 420 events going on and the Bernie Sanders over there, and I forgot
Stratton.
that. Yeah, Stratton. That's right.
Yeah, that was an awesome day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Rick, I heard you recently had somewhat of a run-in.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting. I observed a Allentown police officer driving down East Walnut Street towards the memorial where the kid went missing, and he blows right past the stop sign without making a complete stop, and he's on his phone to his ear, and I could clearly see it. It was like a big black case, and it was obvious he was on the phone. And he whipped around, came up Union Street, and started telling some kids that they couldn't play in the yard because it had a trespass sign on it.
Well, real quick, do we have a video of this?
Well, yes, we do.
Why don't we look at the video?
Did I put it in the show notes? I believe I put it in the show notes. Are you sharing it?
Yes, I am.
All right. So this is when I get up on Union Street and I start recording.
Can I ask why are you driving with no seatbelt and on the phone? Why am I on the phone? It's not your business. Why I'm not. It is. You work for me. Oh, really? Yeah.
Goddamn right.
Good servant, right? I pay your taxes. That's right. Don't worry about that. You don't need to know that. Don't worry about that. What's your name and badge number? Why don't you figure it out yourself? It's your policy to give me your name and badge number.
Whoa, pause that. What did he just say?
Why don't you figure it out for yourself?
Yo, that's not how it works.
Yeah, you asked for his name and his badge number, and he said...
to him, it does. That's how it works for him.
He said, figure it out for yourself, like...
And I did less than 2 hours ago.
Very good. Very good. Yo, let's go back and watch some more of this.
Yeah, because it's pretty upsetting.
110. Also refused to identify himself. Driving on the phone with no seatbelt. And he's blocking traffic, look. That's because I'm being harassed by a cop blocker that doesn't understand.
Oh, hold on. Harassed by a cop blocker who doesn't know how to behave himself. How are you misbehaving?
That's his excuse for blocking traffic.
Yeah.
Is that he's being harassed by a cop blocker who doesn't... I'm sorry, I didn't see you misbehaving, so far the only person that I see committing any transgressions here would be the police officer. One, for not identifying himself, two, for not wearing a seatbelt. I mean, talking on the phone, that's just dangerous, especially in a neighborhood. If you're going to be blowing through stop signs, I mean, what? Let's watch some more of this.
Before we go back, I really got a question of, like, why did he get so defensive? You know what I mean? Like, he got instantly defensive and started going, like, you know, find for yourself.
He knew he was wrong.
Well, I'm gonna say I think it had something to do with the kids being there because with the kids there, he didn't want to see, that you caught him in something and was gonna, make him look stupid. He didn't want to look stupid in front of the kids, so he decided to try to, try to play the high school bully.
Yeah. Well, yeah, let's watch some more of this.
Now, for those of you who couldn't hear it, it was kind of low. He said, "I hope you have better things to do with your life, young man." Now, what exactly is that supposed to mean?
I have no idea.
Like, what is? I mean,
I don't know. It's rude, is what it is. Let's continue on with this.
Still not gonna give me your name? You're not gonna give me your name and badge number?
For what? What's your name? What's your identification? You have a right as a citizen to provide that when you first asked for that.
No. Unless I'm being convicted.
Okay.
no, he said you have the right as a citizen to give it up when you're asked. Like all of that was wrong. Everything that he said was wrong.
And let me correct my mistake. What I meant to say was, you have to suspect me of committing a crime.
Yeah.
I'm getting a feedback. Real bad feedback.
Me too.
Sorry, it's the way that I have to play the video. So when you guys talk, it's like that.
Alright.
Of a crime.
Oh, no,
I'm not.
you don't know your laws very well, then.
Yes, I do. I'm not saying it right, but
No, you don't.
what's your name and badge number, please?
Don't worry about it.
Now hold on, he's acting kind of like a big baby right now. No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't know your load very well. Like, come on, man, grow up.
You're driving on the phone with no seatbelt on. That's a safety issue.
Make a citizen's arrest, he says.
Now, see, he doesn't know the law because the law is the only way that you can make a citizen's arrest is if it's a felony. If you witness the felony, and you can only do enough to keep the person, but you can't. You have to use as minimal force as possible. So.
I'm talking to these young men.
And blocking traffic.
I'm on duty. I'm not ever blocking traffic.
Exactly, you're on duty. No seatbelt.
I'm on duty or duty?
I said
Now he's making fun of your accent,
Yeah,
Rick.
that's rude.
He's making fun of your accent, like.
And he admits it.
duty.
Oh, you said duty first.
Even the kids are like, what is this?
I'm not making a fool. I'm just asking you for some. I'm just asking for some information.
Thank you, young man. See, this is what the world turns into.
Okay, and then the kid, to kind of mock you, walks in front of you and says duty, and then the cop thanks him for mocking you.
Yep.
Yep.
Gentlemen like this.
Tell me like what?
You get a life.
Get
I
a
got
life.
one.
Get a job.
Yeah, get a real job.
That's insane.
Can we go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and award this guy the douchebag of the week award.
Oh yeah, the douchebag of the week.
Douchebag of
And
the
check it out.
week.
Check out. Oh damn.
Also, there's another award that we kind of wanted to award this week, and we're gonna award it to you, Mr. Rick Gonzalez.
Absolutely.
We're gonna award you with the Stand Your Ground award because this guy was trying to be a bully to you with his license plate scanner, driving around in the poor neighborhoods, of course. With his license plate scanner, he's not down on down in Center City, Allentown, driving around. I bet you.
Yeah.
So congratulations, Rick. You got the Stand Your Ground award. Do you have a speech? Do you want to give a?
I want to thank you to all my supporters and to all the people contributing to my YouTube channel. and the haters. Thank you.
Yes, you
Um,
always got to thank the haters.
Hey, haters, where would we be if everybody was a supporter? We wouldn't have to do this. We do this for the haters. I mean, the haters don't realize this, but that's why we do this. Is because we you are the haters, and we've got to sway you. If everybody was a supporter of us, we wouldn't need to do this. So,
yeah.
thanks,
So
thanks to the haters, right?
apparently,
Absolutely.
after posting this video, I got an anonymous message uh, giving me his name and his whole profile, and he's got a pretty impressive resume. But I don't see anything in there as far as car inspector. Everything's all police training abilities and stuff.
Yeah.
But some of the comments from the picture, when I found his name, I posted his picture up, and not too many people are happy right now.
Yeah, no, I've seen some of the comments you and Severn of Lehigh Valley Cop Block have been getting. It's the haters are really coming for you. It's kind of stupid on their part, especially since if anything is done about it on your side, it can cause everybody who lives together to possibly not live together because of the way that it would work. So living situations could be at risk here just for you guys making a complaint, and they should realize that maybe they should keep their family out of the fact that they're going to be in the public limelight when they fuck up. That's just part of their job. So maybe keep your family out of it so stupid things don't have to happen. Because when you're stupid, we know what to do. So I know you guys have some plans, you and Severin, to
Oh,
do
we're
some
gonna
stuff
go
tomorrow.
and do some research, and we're gonna talk to some people, and we're gonna take action if we have to,
Yep,
legally and by the law.
absolutely.
So,
So why don't we go ahead and move on to our next story here? It's out of Cincinnati. There was an incident where a judge released a teen who was imprisoned for photography, but then he keeps his cell phone afterwards. Um, the teen was sentenced to 6 months in jail, but just after 10 days, he was released. Uh, what ended up happening was PNAC brought it to the attention of the nation, and basically everybody started, seeing it. It started trending, and next thing you know, they're like, "Shit, we gotta get this kid out." But once he let him out, he kept his cell phone, and the judge conveniently left that out of this Facebook announcement for his re-election campaign page that he just launched for the 2016 election. Just leaves all this shit out. Um, he did, however, post on the page two Cincinnati.com stories about unjust imprisonment of the man who was imprisoned. His name was Damar Whitehead. Um, but surprisingly, the politician doesn't have any PNAC's widely read reports prior to the abuse of power hearings that were happening in Ohio. So basically, he overstepped his boundaries when he sentenced him to the 6 months. The story broke. Everybody started flipping out. Judge overturns it, but he's running for re-election, so he's trying to hide the fact that any of this shit happened. And it was just a big story of stupid people doing stupid things down in or over in Ohio.
Stupid people doing stupid things. Who would imagine that?
Yep. I mean, that judge just wants to sit up there in his fancy dress, bang his gavel a few times, and just be like, "Fuck your life." Oh, you took a picture? We don't like that. Fuck your life.
yeah,
Too
right.
much, man. It's too much.
Just like Bernie said, we have a broken justice system.
Oh my God, do we ever?
And they keep showing that every time. They keep doing it. Proving Bernie Sanders is right.
Absolutely. So, Scott, that brings us to our next story. This comes out of NYPD, right? Over in New York.
Yep. This is a story. I chose this story especially because Since we're giving out arbitrary awards every week, we want to give you an example of why they kind of give out these awards. So this story is titled "NYPD Cop of the Month Arrested for Beating and Choking Wife in Front of Child." So whenever these news stories kind of break, um, it always comes out, with award-winning cop or cop of the year or decorated officer. Like you get all these arbitrary awards so that when somebody talks about you, they can say, "But his awards and it was so great and he." He was so great to his community, and it's all bullshit.
Absolutely. Hey, Rick, what was your award again?
Oh, I forgot, man.
The Stand Your Ground Award.
Stand your ground
Absolutely.
award.
Stand your ground award. Don't forget your award. You can use that now. You can say, I won this award. It was my Stand My Ground award.
Yeah.
But then, what's that for? It's like, I don't answer your question. Just know I have that award. No.
I'm an award-winning cop blocker. You have an award now, Rick. You're an award-winning cop blocker.
We got a
You-
Demo,
you-
we got Dio, and now we got me.
Yep.
Yeah,
You know
you're-
what? We're soon going to have to make a calendar for that, too. I think we'll use that shot from earlier. Guys, I would, it's not edited yet, so I'm not going to put it up, but we have January's photo of Rick when it comes down to Rick all-day calendars. We have January covered now.
Yeah. I think we should go as far as take 365 and then
Yeah, you
get
know
a
what?
Rick a day.
Make it like a flip book.
Well, yeah. You instead of a word a day, you get a Rick a day.
Ooh, Rick, you need to start taking a picture of yourself every day, but with the same face. And you got to do, like shave your beard and then like grow back and like grow long hair and then cut it all off. Just so
Wear like funny glasses and some of them. And
yeah, it's just so you can flip book it.
maybe different hats.
Oh, man.
Day 2 and Rick's like, I don't know what's going on. I'm not going to do this anymore. So,
Oh, man.
Anyhow, this story goes on. Basically, this police officer, he was arrested and charged with assaulting and choking his wife in front of their child. And then the child tried to intervene, and then he also assaulted her. The officer shoved the young girl when she tried to stop the beating. Just 3 years ago, he was named Cop of the Month after arresting an armed burglar.
ooh, what a nice award.
Wow.
Yeah. So
I feel so
basically, Cop of the Month is kind of like Employee of the Month, and they only really give you Employee of the Month at like burger joints and shit. So burger joints and being a cop, maybe at the movie theater, maybe if you're chief popcorn guy, you strive to get Employee of the Month so you can get that parking space that's the closest to the door in the employee parking section.
Or maybe it's something like, I've worked places where it was like, you earn that twice and they give you a raise. So you're never earning it twice, but still.
Oh yeah, or or they'll give you like 5 minutes on your lunch break on Friday.
Yeah.
You get 5 minutes extra on your lunch break on Friday all month.
It's like,
Oh,
ooh,
you.
thank you. Yay, fuck you. So that brings us up to our next story, because fuck arbitrary cops and their arbitrary awards. This one's got a video. I don't know, Scott, do you have that loaded up? Because I think it'd be better just to play the video and we'll react to it.
So, alright. We'll pull the video up here.
Okay.
Oh,
The screen share.
Yeah. I'm just getting it up and ready. Now, this video happens to, well, you'll just see.
I'd like to speak to the supervisor first, sir. Before I give you any information. Is there an issue?
Yeah, that
What's
you
the-
just
what's the
cut me
issue, sir?
off. You almost
I
made me
didn't cut you
crash.
off. I'm pulling
You
in here
did.
and you're riding on a sidewalk on a bike.
You just cut me off. You were more dangerous than I was.
I don't think so.
Yes, you almost made me crash.
Okay, could I have your name, please?
I'd rather you
Wow.
have
Fuck you.
He's requesting a supervisor. He's giving me a hard time.
What law states that I have to require my name?
Thank you.
What law is that, sir?
The supervisor's come down. You can chat with him.
I want to know the law at
You can
least.
chat with him. You didn't want to chat with me.
McNutt has no
No, I
idea.
wanted
Supervisor gets here.
I wanted to
McNutt.
know how to be detained.
McNutt knows McNuffin.
For what reason?
I just told you why.
I want this
You
on
committed a
camera.
traffic violation on your bike. Okay, it's very simple.
Violation on your
Did he just say traffic
Sidewalk. It's as simple as that. And I asked for your name just so I can document that I checked it. That's it.
traffic violation
I'm not planning on writing you
on a bike?
But I'm being detained
You are being detained. Correct.
for riding
Oh
my
my
bike
God.
on the sidewalk.
Correct.
All right.
So does that answer your question? So with that being said, sir, I just need your name. Okay.
I don't feel like giving you anything.
Okay.
Fuck right.
We'll let you chat with the supervisor when he gets here. Okay. That's what you want, correct?
I actually want to be left alone, go on my way.
Okay. Well, when I'm done here, then you can go on your way.
Come on, McNutt.
Harassing and collecting.
Oh, I like that. I like
I'm
that.
gonna move out of the way, so
No, you're not going
I'm not
anywhere. You're
gonna
gonna sit
block.
right- you're
I'm
gonna
gonna
sit
get
right
off
here.
my bike at least.
You're not going anywhere, sir. You're gonna
Because
stay right here. Okay.
I'm moving my bike
No,
over
you're not.
there
You're fine.
because I'm in the middle of the way.
You're not in the middle of the way. You're gonna stay right
This is
here.
actually a very dangerous spot. Just being here.
You're fine.
What a douchebag.
Okay, the cursor right here, so you're fine. Okay.
Yeah, you're blocking the way right there. I just want to let you know.
Well, I need your name. So
I don't feel like giving you anything really. So there's no reason to. I'm just biking here. And last that I knew, there's nothing wrong with biking. I didn't see anyone
I
getting
didn't say
harmed.
there's anything wrong with biking. There's something wrong with biking on the sidewalk. Okay.
On the sidewalk.
What law
Oh my
is there? Can you cite any of it?
You want me to look it up for you and print it
Yeah.
out for you and give you a ticket? Is that what you want?
I'm not
Is
going
that
to
what
give you
you're
any
asking me?
information. That's the
Is that
thing.
what
I would have
that's
said,
fine.
yeah, let me
That's
see.
otherwise. Okay.
Fucking smart ass.
You're right.
I'm going to move my bike right over here.
You're not moving anywhere, sir.
I
You're
just
staying
feel
right
like I'm in a dangerous spot.
Wow.
Yeah, right?
They don't even care about
Because
her
I'm being
face.
harassed.
You're not being harassed. You're being detained.
Same thing. I haven't done anything wrong.
Detained for what? Like, why is he fucking so...
Anyone ever
Why is he such a douche?
Yeah, why is it got such a hard on?
Why is my video... Why is my video, stopped playing?
Question.
I don't know. What's going
law
on?
is there?
McNutt.
Once you get further into the video, anyway. It's a 6-minute video.
Yeah.
Go back.
So, he explained to me why he pulled you over, and if, people often have disagreements of if they break the law or not. He's saying you did, you're saying you didn't.
I want to know what that law is.
The officer's trying to explain it to you before I got here.
Yeah?
Okay, so what's your question on that?
Well, I need to know further into the law the reason why I'm being detained, and he's not giving me enough.
And see, their classic tactic of making you look like an asshole and say, well, you didn't let us, you won't let us talk. Like, it's because you're not saying shit.
There's your answer.
It's a motor vehicle violation. You follow the same rules of the road. You're on a bike. And like what I told you when I first stopped you, I wasn't planning on jamming you up. I'm just stopping you to let you know, hey, FYI, you can't be riding on the sidewalk. And here you are giving me a hard time.
So he's trying to get your identity.
So I'm trying to get your ID so I can document and send you on your way. But you're making this a lot harder than it has to be.
Feeling like a tag cattle right now. I didn't see anyone who was at harm or
Sir, he explained the reason to you why that he stopped you. Okay?
Yeah.
He's articulating why, so he needs to verify who you are, so he can continue his investigation.
Investigation for
Investigating this high-profile bicycling case.
there was a probable reason you believe in him detaining me.
Yes.
For reason because of
What he just explained to you. It's his. I'm here. You know, it's his stop. It's not my stop. So he's explained that you're riding on a sidewalk on a bike.
what law states that I have to give up identification for the reason.
We need your. He's articulating what you've done. So we need to have your name and who you are, so we can continue this investigation.
For what investigation is this really? For what are you looking to get out of this? I don't see what investigation because I was riding my bicycle.
He explained the reason why he's investigating you for the stop, so he needs to verify who you are, so he can continue the investigation, and then we'll go from there. It's very simple. No one's trying to jam you up, no one's trying to give you a hard time.
I am being.
I think they are trying to jam you up.
Yes, you are. You're right. You are.
Yep.
I'm just confused here. I
There's
didn't
not much
see.
more to confuse. You can have, whether you disagree with what he's saying or not, okay? He's made the reason for why he's detaining you. He's asking for who you are, so we can continue the investigation. It's that simple.
Full of shit.
This guy's nervous. I don't blame him. Bunch of armed thugs around, gang members.
So, you're going to provide any information?
I need more information about this situation.
Okay, we need your identification because you're bound by the rules of the road. You're riding on a sidewalk. You can't do that. So we can give you a ticket, a motor vehicle summons, a bike summons that you can either pay or contest, or we can take you as a full custody arrest for riding the bike on the sidewalk.
You're gonna take me to? I'd have been like, take me to jail for riding a bike on a sidewalk. Do it.
I'm just really confused.
That's what I would have said. Take.
I don't know what you guys.
Coffee in the phone, please. Have you put your hands behind your back?
You're under arrest.
Off the bike.
Oh, they actually did it.
Thank you.
I would have made him do it. It's still on. The phone is still on for like. What the fuck?
That's crazy. Now they're really tightening the shit out of us. Damn!
Holy shit! These guys taking somebody to jail for riding a bicycle. That's what I'd have been like. You're really taking somebody to jail for riding. I'm like, you realize this is America, right?
As his partner, I would have been like, dude, are you sure you want to do this?
Oh, he had a bowl on him.
Wait, you hear him? He said, oh, that's brand new. I wonder if that's just ever been smoked out of.
Smoking weed is not. Should not be a crime. You should smoke weed if it's illegal. I'm just kidding. I don't.
Is this your phone? But I don't know how many people are around here.
Is this your?
There was a moment where I had no control over my hands, and maybe an elf came by and dropped his phone and took mine.
Let me go get you. You want some gloves, Officer McNutt?
Officer McNutt.
You know what? I bet you his partner, McNutt, has been like, dude, my name is Mike. He's like, alright, McNutt. It's like, he refuses not to call him.
I didn't say I was.
I didn't say you were either.
These guys, I swear.
Well, alright, let's go ahead and depart from the video.
Alright.
And why don't we jump to Chicago? where police have shot and killed a teen scaling a fence to run away. They also claim he had a gun. Now I know that I think we've touched on this before, but basically a video has emerged showing circumstances of the most recent Chicago police killing. This past Monday night, a new victim emerged, and so did a new video showing that 16-year-old Perry Laurie died on the other side of a fence and from police foot pursuit, which led to his demise. Chicago police have shot 5 citizens and killed 3 already this year. Now there's a video to this, and I think we should go ahead and watch it to show what was going on.
There he is, right there.
Yep.
Looks like he was going over a fence. I don't know how threatening you can be while jumping over a fence, but that's basically the gist of it.
Yeah, well, generally in America, police aren't even allowed to, shoot known felons running away. Unless it's clear that they've got some sort of weapon or, present some sort of danger to somebody. So with that being said, if he's running and he's not showing any signs of aggression towards him, there's absolutely no reason why he was shot. Now, they haven't yet done an autopsy, but everybody's waiting to see, was he shot in the back or was he shot in the front and then turned and died? So, because the way it looks like he might have been shot in the back. Which, no. It's a no-no anyways, but that's a real big no-no.
Yeah, if this was the Wild West,
I mean, the police obviously are saying, he had a weapon. I mean, like they always do. Like, I feared for my life. We shot him 43 times.
In the back.
I don't know the exact number of times he was shot. I doubt it was 43, but still.
yeah.
So
This is just again Chicago
absolutely,
PD.
Chicago's off the damn rails. But of course, this is a story that we only have just a little bit, and I'm sure we'll be hitting on this for quite some time, just because, when shit goes down in Chicago, it doesn't quiet down ever. So I'm pretty sure this is going to be one of those stories that gets real loud real fast. Expect to hear about it in your election speeches coming up here.
All right. Well, next we have a former Eaton County deputy who resigned to avoid termination is now employed as a Lawnee County deputy. Let's see. I'm not exactly sure what state this is in. But it's got an interesting video. This one actually went viral this week. Basically, this was a cop that they ordered him to wear body cameras because some of his actions were questionable in the past. So they said, look, you have to wear a body camera and you have to turn it on every time you interact with somebody. Every time. So,
does this video show him turning it off?
Well, not exactly. This is,
yeah, why don't we watch the video and take a look and see what goes on.
Alright, here we go. Let me get that up on the screen for you guys. Alright.
Oh yeah, I've seen this.
But this cop seems to think he doesn't have to tell me why I'm being pulled over, so let's see what he has to say when he comes back.
Cop won't tell him why he's being pulled over. I'd be pissed off.
Turn the camera differently. Good job, recorder.
I can't rotate it. I've seen other videos where it's been rotated, but unfortunately I don't have that version in front of us, so we're just gonna have to deal with this. Now this goes on for a while. Digging around.
Here he comes.
Let's see what he's got to say.
Here he comes.
Here he comes.
Citation for the tail light, left tail light, get that big waivable fee. Also, no proof of insurance.
Well, sir,
I have 15 days to take care of it.
I would like some
Your
information.
attitude is
I would like
not
some.
helping out with you, okay?
I like some
And I am not
information.
Grand Ledge PD, I am Eaton County, okay?
Well, that's fine. I would just like
There
some
you go.
information. I would like your badge number, please.
Okay, it's on the ticket. Take the ticket.
Okay, I have a question for you, sir. I have a question, officer.
Get out here now, I'm gonna arrest you right now.
For what?
That's it.
Okay. This video is really bad.
Touching me. I haven't done anything wrong. Sir,
Get
stop.
out of the car.
I haven't done anything wrong. Get off of me.
11. Now get out of here, please.
Sir, I haven't done anything wrong. Stop.
Get the fuck out.
Get the. I haven't done anything wrong.
Get the fuck out.
What are you doing?
I said get on the ground now.
Why are you doing this? I'm getting on the ground.
Get on the ground now.
Get on the ground. Yes, sir. Jesus.
Whoa.
Sorry about the horrible video quality. There's better versions.
I have a question. You can't let me ask a question?
Yeah, I think that's just taking on somebody's phone and then recording it on
Can I
another
get my
phone.
license?
Get against the car. Spread your feet.
Gosh.
Should follow my directions, you understand?
The audio is good.
Yeah, follow direction. Then that feedback is bad.
It's the way that I have to play the video.
Yeah, fuck this guy. You're going to jail. Fuck yourself in jail. RNO. Yep. I didn't write the insurance waivable because you.
I like that extra search that you can do.
You want to sell a car? Oh, where's the
Kind of ridiculous here.
where's the trunk button for this damn thing? You know?
Can't figure out how to pop the trunk.
Your tax dollars doesn't work.
That's crazy. And a really bad video club.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but that was crazy.
Yeah, like, what did he do wrong? He was hitting his head several times off of the freaking steering wheel. You could hear the horn.
I mean, all he did was he asked the guy, he was like, hey, I have some questions, and the cop was like, no. It was like, you're not going anywhere. And ripped him back inside, so.
So, with that in mind, why don't we go ahead and jump over to our next story. This is, you know, Scott likes to go ahead and find, you know, while he's looking through stories throughout the week, he likes to find, or he always ends up stumbling across one that comes out of PA. It's always got something to do with either a PA cop or a PA state trooper, but, man, it's like clockwork. There's always one here, and it's not hard to find. So, this week we're going to talk about a state trooper who's charged with domestic violence, but also points a duty weapon at the victim's head. So, you know, as we've talked about, I think a couple weeks ago, you know, domestic violence inside of police families is pretty high. You know, the numbers are quite staggering, and you know, there's no surprise that it's going to turn around and, you know, be all over the profession, whether it's just rookies coming in or captains. It really doesn't matter, you know. And it goes all over in the sense of just how many of the families across the country really go through this. But anyways, getting into this one, Terry Drew Jordan, 46, of Clearfield, has been charged with an aggravated assault, which is a felony one, 2 counts of simple assault, terroristic threats, reckless endangerment of a person, harassment, and 2 counts of harassment, and 1 count of public drunkenness, which is the rest of them were summary offenses, but there was a couple misdemeanors, a felony one. So it was a felony one, two misdemeanor twos, another misdemeanor two, a misdemeanor three, and a misdemeanor one, and a couple summaries. So he got charged pretty decently here. But he was arraigned Friday, and his bail is being set at $1 million. That's a hell of a bail. He is currently incarcerated in Clearfield County Jail. His preliminary hearing is set for the 27th at 9:30 a.m. According to the affidavit of probable cause, on Thursday, Clearfield County Control advised Lawrence Township Police about a female caller who was on the line to report her husband had allegedly assaulted her and then threatened to kill her and then himself. The victim also advised that her husband was a trooper with the Pennsylvania State Police. The weapon that he had possession of was his duty weapon. She reported that she had locked herself in a closet and she was using his work cell phone while he had possession of hers. So while responding to the scene, police were advised by county control that the victim's husband was Jordan. Police were also advised that the victim wasn't any longer able to hear Jordan outside the closet door, and she wasn't sure if he was still in the home. Upon arrival to the scene, police observed a dark-colored Chevy parked outside, and basically, they rolled up on him, and obviously, since he's got his $1 million bail, he didn't die. It was one of those situations where quite a few different other people, I bet you if that didn't come in that he was an officer, they would have rolled in guns blazing. I don't think she realizes that she saved his life just by saying that he was an officer, because otherwise they would have rolled in there and shot that dude to shot him full of holes before he even had a chance to even say a word. I still think it's proper that he's kind of getting raked through the coals in the sense of those charges, but let's see on how many of those charges actually stick.
Yeah, Pennsylvania has some rowdy cops. I mean,
Absolutely.
does have quite a large population, but it's just every week I can find something from Pennsylvania.
Yep.
Yeah,
We got a lot of work to do, guys.
yeah. Pennsylvania is definitely it's nowhere near where it needs to be. There's definitely a lot of work
I
going
just
on here.
posted a video of a PA State Police, I think it was. I'm not sure, but I posted it on my wall. It happened yesterday. A video emerged. Guy getting harassed and the cop telling him lies about the law, making up his laws as he went along.
Damn.
But the guy held his ground and did a good job of handling that situation. So yeah, it's pretty bad. We got that. We got another one. Like they just keep one day after another. They just keep popping up.
Yeah. So
Every week.
that brings us into our final story of the week. Scott, you want to take this one?
All right,
It is from the Marshall Project.
from the Marshall Project. Now, this is basically a story that was submitted by an ex-cop. This was the Marshall Project in collaboration with Vice, and it's called "Why I Hated Being a Cop."
Mm.
And it's kind of a long article, but I think we got time. I'll read a good chunk of it here. There was a time in Rayford Davis's life when the idea of putting on a police uniform and a badge brought him joy. Law enforcement seemed a natural fit for the South Carolina native, growing up as he did, around people who dedicated themselves to helping others. His mother was a school teacher, and his father worked in nursing. So Davis took the plunge in 2002, joining the police department in the small, violence-plagued city of North Charleston. The city's police force came under national scrutiny last year when Officer Michael T. Slager was caught on camera shooting unarmed black man Walter Scott 8 times in the back after a traffic stop. Slager is scheduled to go to trial for first-degree murder in October after being released on $500,000 bail in January.
Oh, damn.
Davis was troubled almost from the start of his career by the department's approach to combating drug-fueled violence in minority communities. Police aimed at disrupting the drug trade seemed ineffective at best. At worst, kicking down doors in SWAT gear and locking up juveniles who had few options outside of the local drug world seemed legitimately harmful. The moral conflict ate away at him. Davis retired as a patrolman in 2006 after being hit by a car while on duty and suffering a broken leg. The 43-year-old now works with Law Enforcement Against Prohibition, a non-profit against the war on drugs. He says, I remember very early on in my career, I was on patrol in an area where we were basically pulling people over for not using their turn signals and then turning the stop into a drug search. I was with some officers who pulled over a black kid on a moped for not using a turn signal. There were 4 or 5 of us, big guys in uniforms with guns on our hips, all standing around him. We asked, You don't mind if we search your vehicle, do you? See if you have any drugs? What's this kid going to do? He's not going to say no. We stripped the moped. He didn't have anything. We sent him on his way, but I felt like we earned that kid's anonymity that day. I guess that means turning them into an enemy.
Gotcha.
Another time we were doing traffic stops and I had a K9 officer with me. We stopped a guy basically just because he was in a drug neighborhood. He was a middle-aged black guy driving a nice car. We brought the dog over. It jumped up on the side of the car and scratched the door. Then, of course, the dog jumps in the car all over his leather seats and scratches them. I can see the dog doing this and I'm thinking, holy shit. We didn't find anything in the car, which was all now scratched up. It was like, here's your ticket for failure to use a turn signal and have a nice day. Brutal, all because he aroused our merest suspicion. He said, I wasn't on a SWAT team, but I did perimeter security when the SWAT teams did drug warrant raids. They'd hit the crappiest houses in the crappiest part of town, kick the door open, fly in with rifles, pull all these people out and find a couple of grams of drugs and $700 in cash. That amount of effort and violence in a neighborhood that's had drug problems since before I was born seemed horribly dangerous and counterproductive. Later on, I realized how it became self-perpetuating. Arrest people for selling drugs. They become criminalized, and it destroys any opportunity for them to be productive members of society. We all wrestled with it. You had some guys who really enjoyed working narcotics and bought into it. Others tried to avoid it and got into other parts of law enforcement. But you can't really tell your supervisor, I'm good with law enforcement except for drugs. Your options are limited. Nobody's going to agree with you if you say it's morally wrong. Then, one day, I got hit by a truck while I was out directing traffic. My leg broke and didn't heal right. I got out for physical disability. Getting away from the job really freed up my mind. There's a great quote from Upton Sinclair. It is difficult to get a man to understand something when his salary depends on his not understanding it. It said, I can understand how police officers who are still working can't bring themselves to admit that some of the policies they enforce are counterproductive. But I feel like the tide is turning. I look at the original guys from Law Enforcement Against Prohibition. They started coming out in the early 2000s saying the drug war is not working. They could kind of mention legalizing marijuana, but they couldn't even get into the moral aspect. Now we can do that. Marijuana will be the gateway to larger legalization efforts.
So, you know what? I kind of want to break into this right here, and kind of go back to what we opened up with Rick's story. Remember what we were talking about there with the cop and everything and the threats.
Yeah.
So my phone's been going off because Lehigh Valley Cop Block is, which I kind of help out with their page sometimes. Their notifications have been going off, and basically, the officer's daughter has decided to start messaging, and was saying, take the photos down, or I'll find you and get you for posting something of someone who keeps Allentown safe from scumbags like you. Um, which that's a little threatening. I will find you and I will get you. And then so Severin, the head of Lehigh Valley Cop Block, said, good chance for that, but just want to hold them accountable. Don't worry about it. But thanks for the threat. And, basically the response was, it's all right. I already have your name and number and address. Like, that's ridiculous.
That is ridiculous.
Like, there's a good reason why this is getting shared all around, because I've kind of seen this starting to pop up here and there now.
Yeah, it's right now. It's getting out of hand, and
if
not only the sister, but I think the brother as well. Like, this it's been shared like multiple different members of the family.
Yeah, well, it's also been shared around the Cop Block network too.
Yep.
And I'm gonna make sure it gets shared even more, because this is ridiculous and needs to be put on so much blast. So much blast.
Yeah.
Cop blast.
Yes, here on Cop Blast Podcast.
Do-do-do-do-do.
We're dancing because we ran out of material. So,
But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so why don't we go ahead and kind of give ourselves a short wrap this week. Guys, I want to thank everybody for tuning in or watching us afterwards on YouTube. I also want to say, why don't you tune in on Wednesday? This week we're going to have Severin Freeman, myself, and I believe the Derek J.
Derek J?
The Derek J. So I believe he's going to be on with us. It's going to be a good, fun, fast-paced show. You can tune in live on LRN.FM, or you can tune in by going to copblock.org/show. Scott, why don't you tell us about a little bit of other stuff coming from Cop Block?
Well, first I want to mention Cell 411. It's a great app. If you find yourself in a bad situation where you see some sort of crime happening, or if you break down, or if you're cop blocking, or if you get pulled over, it lets people know where you are, and lets people know how to get to you and what kind of trouble you're having. And if you need be, you can turn on your video and they can see exactly what's going on while they're coming to help you. So you can show up knowing exactly what's going on. So it's a great app. Check it out. That's Cell 411 in the Android, Google Play Store, and Apple iOS App Store, whatever you call that thing.
Yep. Also, we should give a one more special shout out to Mr. Rick Gonzalez here for winning the, what was it, Scott?
Stand Your Ground.
The Stand Your Ground Award.
Stand Your Ground Award. We got to definitely say good job on that one to Rick.
Yep.
It's going to be a funny situation going on with Rick here. We're going to, and this officer, we're going to keep you guys posted in the future, of course.
And I want to give a shout out to you guys for being good co-hosts with me and going out there and doing filming with me as well. But I also want to give a shout out to Severin Freeman from Lehigh Valley Cop Block for putting the story out there. He did an excellent job. And just check him out Wednesday, 10 o'clock Wednesday.
Yeah, 10 o'clock Wednesday.
Cop Block Radio.
Cop Block Radio.
Yep.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. Hey, you know what, guys? You didn't say anything about the fact that you're now broadcasting from Carbon County Studio 2.0.
Oh, awesome.
Carbon
Yeah,
County Studio 2.0. How about that?
2.0. Yep, this is the new. It probably looks almost the same. Probably just like, oh, you just switched the blankets on the back of the wall, and now it's just look the same. No, this is a brand new place. Probably sound a little different. Probably sound like I'm in a big open room, but
It's not so bad.
that's cool.
224.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The count.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh, I'm
So,
sorry. 324.
okay. Um.
My mistake.
So, anyways, why don't we go ahead and just wrap her up here? We have our plugs in. So this is Matt from Carbon County Cop Block saying thank you for tuning in. I'm going to pass it on over to Scott.
I'm Scott Marshall from the Oath Accountability Project.
And Rick Gonzalez, Allentown Cop Block.
And everybody, don't forget to tune in next week to Cop Blast Podcast. Everybody, good night.